Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So tonight I'm going to be filming something extremely different for this channel. It's not a vlog, it's not something with my kids, it's just me sitting down and talking with you guys. So I've been really interested in watching these storytime videos, and I keep thinking of things that I can talk about, but one in particular kind of struck me, and it's something that I've been through that's completely kind of traumatized me in my adulthood, and even as a child I think this kind of like feared me for life. So let's just jump right into the day that I thought I was being kidnapped. So when I was a little girl, I grew up in a very small neighborhood. It had a couple kids in it. We were all like friends. If we weren't friends, when we were enemies, you know how it is. My family actually lived in this neighborhood too. So we lived here, and then my great-grandmother lived over here. And I used to walk down the road to go see her a lot. Usually about every other day I would go down and visit her. So I walked down to her house by myself. It wasn't a far walk. It was probably like a 5-minute walk from my mom's house. So I would walk down there, and it was really safe. The neighborhood's really safe. Never any problems, you know, we're in the middle of Maine. Nothing really happens here. So we were safe. So, you know, I told my mom that I was gonna head down to see my great-grandmother, and at the time I think she was in her 80s. She actually passed away 2 years ago, and she was 100 years old when she passed. So that's, you know, pretty crazy. So she was about in her 80s, and I would walk down there either by myself or with friends, and we would go and get some chocolate from her because she always had a fridge full of chocolate. So I rode my bike down to my great-grandmother's house, and while I was driving on the last part of her road, I noticed this car go by me pretty slow. Now, at this age, I was pretty scared about strangers, and I didn't like cars driving by me slow. Like, I got really freaked out about that stuff. So obviously I was a little cautious, and I would ride as fast as I could because I got kind of scared, honestly. Like, at a young age, I was scared of strangers, and I don't really know what caused that. I think it was just I don't know, I was very skittish as a kid, and I still today, as an adult, I don't like being home alone at night. I don't like even going for walks still. Like, I have to bring my dog with me to feel safe. You can imagine how I felt when this car was going by me really slow. So I'm almost to my great-grandmother's house, and I remember, you know, pedaling as fast as I could. I could feel my heart because I'm like, this car drove by me really slow. Like, that's weird. So I keep on riding my bike, and this car had passed me, and then I can see up ahead that the car had pulled over and stopped. Now I'm freaking out. I'm like, why is this car stopping? Like, he's probably gonna put it in reverse and come back here and take me. So I keep riding my bike, and this car turned around completely and come back past me really slow. So at this point, my heart is like racing, and I'm freaking out, and I'm about to cry because, you know, I told you I'm scared of strangers. I don't like cars going by me slow. It was creepy, and I couldn't see inside of the car because it was all tinted, so that just freaked me out too. So I finally got to my great-grandmother's house, and I put my bike down in the walkway, and then I started knocking on the door. Nobody was answering. So I'm like, oh my god. And meanwhile, this car had turned around again and was coming back by again. So now I'm like, what the fuck? I'm freaking out. Like, I was like, great, this car can see that I'm not being able to go into my great-grandmother's house. He's probably gonna take me. I'm like banging on the door, nobody's answering. So I finally like kind of got my thoughts together, and I'm like, I need to disappear. I need to just be gone. So I grabbed my bike, and thankfully the car had gone by. So I grabbed my bike and I rode out back of my grandmother's house, and I just laid down in the ground, and I just waited, and I waited, and I was just laying there, and I was crying, and I was freaking out. Like, I just wanted my mom. I wanted to go home. I was petrified that I wasn't gonna be going home. I was scared. I was honestly scared that this person was going to take me. It was a very scary time. So I don't know, I probably like 20 minutes passed, and I was like, I'm just gonna ride my bike as fast as I can and get inside and just hopefully be safe. So I get on my bike, and I didn't see the car. So I started heading up the road, and I was pedaling as fast as I can. I mean, you can imagine how fast I'm going. And before you get to my house, so say this is the road I'm on, and there's another road. So can you see it's like a T? So I have to cross this intersection in order to get to my house, which is like up here. I'm just making sure there's no cars coming before I book it across. And all of a sudden, down the hill at the bottom of the intersection, I see that freaking car right there, sitting, waiting. And as soon as I passed the intersection, this car friggin' squealed out in the dirt and come right up the road as I was entering my mother's house. I opened the door, I barged in the house, and I was crying. I was freaking out. I was telling my mom, like, there's a car, he's been following me. I'm freaking out. He just like sped up the road. I know that he was trying to do something freaky. And ever since then, I've been creeped out about, you know, strangers and cars, and it's really freaky. I still, like, this probably happened about like 7 or 8 years ago, and I'm still, like, I still think about it all the time. Even when I go for walks with my kids, because we live in the same neighborhood actually. We are neighbors with my mother, so I'm in the same neighborhood still, and I bring my kids for walks and bike rides, and I still think of that in my head. Like, I know that someday my kids are gonna grow up and ask to go play with friends down the road, because there's still some kids in the neighborhood, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know. You know, this generation that we live in is so scary, and people are out in this world for so many wrong reasons, and kids are being abducted every single day, and it's just a very, very scary world. So the moral of the story is that I'm pretty sure that this guy had really bad intentions, and I don't even know if it was a guy, it could have been a girl, but obviously the person that was driving this car had bad intentions. Honestly though, it could have been like a coincidence, like this car just could have been like missing his turn or whatever. But honestly, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, because the way that I crossed that intersection and he sped as fast as he could, I mean, he left friggin' tire marks in the tower. Like, that's freaky. And how he was sitting at the end of that road, just like watching the area for a little girl. If you're watching this video and like you grew up with me in this neighborhood, you know that I was freaked out, because my house was always like farther away than all of my friends' houses. So when everybody was like, when the street lights came on and it was time to go in and I heard my mom yelling for me, everyone would like go in their houses like across the street, and I had to be like, go up the hill, and it wasn't right there and, you know, close. It was far, and I always had to like travel alone, and it was scary. As an adult now, when I see cars driving slow, I'm like, get inside now. Us women cannot even go outside for a run without feeling like we're gonna be abducted. Isn't that sad? That's sad. This is a fucked up world. Let me tell you, it's a fucked up world. I hope you guys liked this video. It was a little different than normal. It wasn't like my typical vlog or, you know, about my kids, but I'm very interested in these videos. I like watching storytime videos. If you guys like this and I get enough, you know, likes and views, then obviously I will do some more. I'm just trying out some new things on this channel to see what I'm comfortable with doing and what you guys like to see. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.